Hey, are you a business owner, entrepreneur, or professional? If so, we want you to apply to be a featured guest on our show. My name is Adam Torres, and I host the Mission Matters series of podcasts. I've recorded over 3,000 episodes, and we are just getting started. How do you know if you'd be a good guest to be on the show? Well, only one way to find out, and that's to apply, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We want guests that have a story to tell, guests with a brand, a product, or a service that can benefit my audience of listeners. If this sounds like you, go to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. I'd love to talk to you and get to know more about your story. Again, head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Cindy Greer on the line, and she's CEO over at Transition with Care. Cindy, welcome to the show.
Hey. Thanks, Adam. Thanks so much for having me.
All right. So what a great topic you provided for us today. So helping an aging America downsize and move. So that's a big deal and very, very timely. So excited to get into that with you. And let's just get it started with, I'll ask you our signature question. So Cindy, we at Mission Matters, we amplify stories for entrepreneurs, executives, and experts. So that's our mission here. Cindy, what mission matters to you?
So at Transition with Care, our mission is to reduce the physical and emotional stress associated with downsizing, relocating, and transitioning to a smaller home environment throughout the aging process. I started the company in 2009 after going through being deeply involved with my grandparents and my parents later in life transitions, and really saw firsthand and felt firsthand how overwhelming and daunting that can be, even for a family member. And so that's what we do. Our core services to help folks with downsizing and transitioning to smaller homes are move management, packing, unpacking, custom floor plans, and then after everything is kind of said and done, we will come back and clean out the house. So there's a lot to it.
So why do you think, and I guess this is kind of the obvious question, why do you think people dread downsizing? Like, what are some of the things that you've seen in your experience? Obviously, it's going to change from person to person, but I feel like there's some themes there.
Well, there are some. And first of all, people, I think, dread downsizing because it can involve a lot of emotions. Some of those emotions can be positive and some of them can be very negative. People do associate, their things with certain times in their lives, and that can be pretty daunting for somebody, especially a widow perhaps who's recently lost her husband and now is looking at, making a change from the family home, and there's so many memories. And not to mention that, downsizing is a very physical process. There are, attics and storage sheds and basements and things that, need to be, you have to be bending, stooping, lifting, and sometimes for older adults that might, be dealing with, some physical limitations. It can be very challenging.
What are some of the benefits of downsizing that you've seen?
Oh, well, it's not uncommon for our clients, after we've kind of gotten to the end of the process, to just say, I wish we would have done this sooner. And that, of course, is with our help. There's not as much there are not as many things to look after and take care of, as well as to ensure. And just, everything is in its place, and there's not a feeling of, being overwhelmed with or burdened by our stuff. I've seen over the years where, people's collections, whether it's teapots or cast iron pans or, anything where, it started out as a lot of fun, maybe 20, 25 years ago, but, now it's become a burden because they, have to care for it, and they may not really be able to do that anymore.
Yeah, I can see that. And what kind of feedback have you heard? Like and not from the person that's downsized, but also from some of the families, because I feel like the support side of the families that are with, maybe sometimes more mature parents or things like that are dealing with this. Like, what kind of feedback have you heard from like the supporting cast, as I like to call them?
Yeah, I might use that, the supporting cast. But it is one of the most rewarding feelings to, have one of our clients, family members who, has been really worried and stressed out about, their loved one and getting them through this process, especially if they're going to a retirement community or even assisted living. Those are very delicate moves that we're involved in. And when I say, we unpack, we are really putting all of our clients' belongings away in an organized and decorative fashion. So, really when our client and the family walks in, sometimes there are tears of joy because they just could not imagine how they would have gotten through the process and, to a better living situation without our support. And that has really, really kind of been the driving factor for the company.
Tell me about the role of the senior move manager.
Sure. So a senior move manager is a professional who is, skilled at helping adults 55 and older and their families with, as I said, the physical and emotional aspects of downsizing. And we really, we can be looked at as, an advocate for our clients during this process. Part of our move management role is we will connect them to a reputable moving company, which we work hand in glove with several. And not all moving companies are created equally. So that is a really big benefit to our clients. And, after, working with them, helping them decide what to take and what not to take to the new home, doing that custom floor plan, showing them where their furniture is going to fit, those things are immeasurable. So a senior move manager really is, kind of that go-to person for the family and sometimes even, the community that they're moving to, pull together all of the logistics for that move. And I like to say that a senior move manager, we really are a combination of a social worker, a project manager, and an interior decorator. And that's really what my team does is we help in all those aspects. And we're helping folks, move in and out of the area too. So that's a big benefit to using a senior move manager.
That's awesome. Well, Cindy, I have to tell you, it's been great having you on the show today, and I want to give you the opportunity. I know there's some people listening right now that want to connect. So final question is a two-part question.
Sure.
So first, what areas do you serve? And then second, what's the best way for people to, and by areas, I mean geography. And second
Sure.
is, what is the best way for people to connect with you and your team at Transition with Care?
Great. Well, thanks, Adam. So our service area, my company is located in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we serve a 30-mile radius surrounded by Mecklenburg County. And because we are an accredited member by the National Association of Specialty and Senior Move Managers, we can connect with other companies similar to ours out of the area and help facilitate people to move in and out of the area by that association. And certainly would love to talk to anybody that would be interested in knowing more about our services. And I would say the best way to contact me would be to go to our website, which is www.transitionwithcare.net. And just go to that inquiry, contact us page, and all of those inquiries and questions do come directly to me. So that would be the best way. We also have a Facebook page, and they can also find us on LinkedIn for sure.
Fantastic. Well, Cindy, again, appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about all the great work that you're doing over at Transition with Care. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. Hope you learned a lot. If you did, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. We definitely want you to be a return listener and a return visitor. And Cindy, thank you again for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, thanks so much, Adam. I've really enjoyed it. Have a great day.